Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. So today I am going to work on middle layers for this page and beginning layers for this page. Now all the stuff you see over here is simply me cleaning off my brush when I was working on this page over here. And a little while ago I did a creating first layers kind of series, and if you go back to one of those videos where I work on a cheap composition lined notebook, then you're gonna see my first layers for this page over here. But now I'm coming to my middle layers because it's completely dried, and I'm gonna see, you know, what I need to add, what I need to keep, and etc, etc. And then I'm also going to work on this page as well. And this is the way I normally work. Like, I will work on both spreads, and sometimes I want to turn this entire 2 pages into one painting or image, but sometimes they're kind of split. Like, I just never know how it's gonna go. But I'm gonna work on both of these pages at one time. So I'm really loving a lot of the stuff that's going on over here, and I am going to see what I need to do. So the very first thing that stands out to me is I really love this arc over here on the top of her head, which is actually simply collage. So I'm gonna want to retain that and maybe turn it into her hair or her headdress, but I'm really just in love with this paper. It's this paper right here actually, and it's Thai handmade paper, and I'm so in love with it. I have to stop myself from using it for every single spread because I want to. So as usual, I'm going to leave all my little adventures and mishaps on the video. I'm not going to edit it out, and we'll just see what I come up with here. So the first thing I'm realizing in terms of color is this page is way too hot, which I absolutely love, by the way, but I'm going to tone it down quite a bit. So let me just see here. This is my collage stash, and maybe that. Maybe just some kind of like white paper like that. I need to clean this little collage stash out because I can't find anything, and I need to kind of like organize it a little bit maybe. So when I am looking for a piece of paper, it's going to be easier for me to go right to what I need. But I think I'm gonna go with that. Okay. So as you can see, these are all very neutral kind of papers here. So I think, oh, I really love this. That actually really plays off the collage. So I think I'm gonna add some of this over here. I'm not sure. So as usual, I'm gonna add this piece to 3 different parts of the page just to kind of keep my eye moving around. And Unfortunately, I'm gonna cover up the collage over here, the tie paper collage. I'm gonna cover that up. So as much as I love my hot colors, I also understand that I have to add in neutrals and cools, not only to offset all the hot colors, but to actually make the hot colors pop and give it more importance. Because if everything is too hot, then the warm colors or the hot colors are not going to have the same power as it is when there are some supporting colors to contrast it with. So I think that's enough for collage over there, but I am going to bring some of the collage onto this page over here, because I think I'm going to kind of like have it be one image. Since there is so much orange on the page already, there is a sense of cohesiveness. It's not like these are two completely different color palettes and collage, etc. Like, I'm gonna go back and forth and repeat things from this page to that page. So I think I'm just gonna work on it being like one spread. But this is a good way for me to illustrate another kind of first layers while I'm also doing my middle layers on this side. So this might tend to be a longer video, and I'm not sure if you guys prefer a longer video, like say 25 to 30 minutes, or a shorter video. I try to, well, the first thing I do is my videos end up just being whatever time they are, but I try to kind of be aware that maybe some people don't want to watch a super long video, but I don't know. I mean, things just take the time that they take, and that's just the way it goes. So I think I am going to add this. And because, you know, there are so many, this is such a hot dominated page, I'm trying to kind of add my neutrals early on for this page. And okay, now I'm going to add some paints onto this page right here. Because remember, this is a first layers for this page. And again, I'm still going for the very hot colors. And I'm just kind of wanting to play and have fun and not be influenced too much by what's going on here, while still keeping in mind that this is going to be one spread. But I don't want to simply copy everything that's going on here. Like, I still want it to be different. So now I'm going to go back to working on this side. And there's so much about this that I really am loving. But I still need to kind of tone it down a bit, because right now the focus is too much on the color orange and it's not enough on the image, and I want my focus to be on the image. So I need to kind of figure out what I'm gonna do to kind of just neutralize the background a little bit, and I don't want to cover up all this gorgeous orange, and I hope that I don't have to. So I don't know what to do, and usually when I don't know what to do, I I would work on something else while I'm figuring out the background. Okay, so what I think I want to do is, I'm just trying to kind of envision here. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do, in order for me to retain this orange, is I'm gonna make the orange part of her hair, and I'm gonna make like really big hair, because then that way I can retain the orange while still neutralizing the background. And I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying, but I kind of have this like vision in my head, but whether it turns out that way or not is another story entirely. Okay, so that is a okay. And that's a great thing about an art journal is, you know, there's so much freedom. And I mean, of course, if you're, you know, painting on canvas, you can still, you know, carry that over onto the canvas. Of course, you can do whatever you want to do in art. However, there is a sense of freedom that comes from art journaling, because, you know, if I want to give her orange hair, then I'll just give her orange hair. It's not a big deal. It's completely normal. You know, in my art journal, she just wants to have orange hair, and that's that. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to mix my Waverly chalk paint in ink and the cashew, and I'm just going to make a neutral. And I hate covering up this orange over here, but I did get to retain a lot of it. And so now you see how the orange is really popping. So when everything is too bright, then it takes away the power of the color. But now that I have added this neutral, it really makes the vibrant colors on here pop. So I'm just gonna go like that, and I'm just getting rid of some of my excess paint, while I'm also bringing the color into this onto that page. So now what I'm gonna do is get out my orange paint, which is actually, can't find my orange paint. I cleaned up my desk and I organized everything, and it was supposed to make things easier for me to find, but honestly, I can't find anything, and it was much better when everything was a big mess, because then I knew where everything was. And I don't know if any of you guys are the same way, but I did manage to find my orange paint here. So what I'm gonna do is just, and I want to keep some of this pattern and print here. So I'm just gonna go like this, and I need to kind of integrate that pattern into the page, because if it stands out too much, it's gonna look really strange. But now I can still see some of it, but it's kind of receded into the background a bit. So, you know, it can be part of her hair, but she's got some fancy do going on, and she's put some, I don't know, she's put something in her hair, like a bow or something, or a ribbon, or whatever she wants to do, but she's got something going on there. So that's going to give that some interest. So I'm really loving the abstract quality of that right now, and I think I'm just gonna use some of that orange over here, and then again I'm just gonna use the excess paint from my brush. I'm just gonna bring it over into this page, and there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna work a little bit on here, because this needs to completely dry, because things are getting kind of like they're running off the page here. If you can, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but it's just kind of running into the page. So I want this to completely dry. And what I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna bring her hair into this page, because like she's got really big hair. She just woke up in the morning and she's like, wow, poof, big orange hair, why not? So I think that makes for an interesting page. And that's another way to unify the spread, is to take a part of whatever's on this page and pull it into this page. So automatically your eye is going to move onto both pages, and it's going to read the 2 pages, it's going to read it as 1 page. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a couple of figures over here, and I don't know if these figures are going to be more tame next to this lady with orange hair, or if they're all going to be like really free-spirited orange-haired people or whatever they choose to be. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm either going to put a sun or a moon over here, or I'm going to put another figure, because I want to have like 3 different things, figures, objects, whatever. So I think what I'm feeling is another figure, actually. And I think I mentioned this in one of my like first few videos, but I compulsively have this need to draw figures, and I don't know why. And when I was in Oaxaca for a retreat with Connie Solera, and this was many years ago, and I remember that first night, and I've also shared this story in that, you know, one of the first videos that I did that I posted on YouTube like a couple of months ago. One of the first things I shared with the group is that I want to stop painting these figures, because it's like, I was like, oh my god, am I compulsively drawing these figures like over and over and over again? It's like, what on earth? I mean, I know how to paint other things, I do still lifes. I love doing landscapes. I love doing architectural sketches with pen and ink. I mean, I love, you know, a lot of different art forms, but why am I compulsively drawn to just paint a figure like over and over and over again? And one of the things that Connie said is, you know, love what you love. And it was so simple, but it is so brilliant, because it's just like, yeah, just love what you love. Like, you know, your heart knows what it wants, your spirit knows what it wants, and if that's what you want to do, then just, you know, go with it. So that really changed my perspective, and I wasn't fighting and resisting against me painting figures all the time. Like, I was in a state of acceptance. Like, you know, hey, I don't know, that's just what I want to do. I want to paint figures, and the same lady keeps on showing up over and over and over again, and maybe one day she'll tell me why, or maybe one day I won't have that compulsive need to always want to paint figures. But until that time, I'm just going to keep on doing what I love. And I just think it's so true for art and in life. Just love what you love. Like, I can't force myself to, you know, to love something that I don't love. I can tolerate it, or I can say, you know, appreciate like that thing has a right to exist in the world, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna love that thing or person or whatever. And it's the same principle, you know. We love what we love, and our soul knows what we love and need, and we just go with it. So it really changed my perspective on what I draw and paint, and I wasn't fighting against it all the time. So I think because this lady is so bold, she needs to take center stage. So I don't have the room to make big hair for these two ladies, and they are fine just being kind of, you know, more subdued. So there's a crown over there, and I don't really know what's gonna happen over here, but I'm just gonna let it be. And what I want to do is, like I put the neutral background over here, I want to do that over here as well, and just pull this page together in that way. So I am just going to apply this same ink and cashew in my Waverly chalk paint, and that way it's gonna be like a cohesive spread. And then I'm gonna let it completely dry and come back and see what else I need to do. And I'm just gonna leave that there because I don't really know what's going on with her, the top of her head. And she may have nothing going on the top of her head. I don't know yet. So and I'm gonna need to let that dry. And what I want to do over here is, because the background kind of got like, this is actually her dress over here, but it got caught up in the background. So I need to get rid of this gray here. So I'm just gonna bring in, I think, a red or an orange, I'm not sure, but anyways. Just gonna add some to her face here, this red, and I'm gonna leave things like this for now, and I'm gonna let it completely dry. But this is my middle layers on this page and then my first / second layer on this page. Plus, it's also a good illustration of how I turned the 2 pages into one spread by repeating my collage and the colors and unifying the background and extending her hair from this page onto that page and extending her dress / shoulders. The figure is coming from this page onto this page over here. So there are different ways you can unify the 2 pages so that it reads as one page. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and it's kind of a mishmash of things, but I think it ties a few different concepts together in a good way. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you so much. Bye.